right. What's going on, y'all? JMyrex, altruist.com. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Hope y'all are doing well. Time to check in. Hope y'all having a good week so far. If you're watching this stream, let me know. If you're in the chat right now, let me know. But yeah, we're going to get started in just a moment here. So appreciate y'all for connecting with your boy. But yeah, it's kind of an exciting week, man. Definitely an exciting week. Let me check the chat here, make sure everything is good here. Definitely exciting week though, y'all. Getting ready for NAMM. But also just, boy, this week we got some goodies from Mass Appeal. We're going to talk about that today. So just wait a little bit for the stream to start up. We're going to chill for a little bit. But yeah, hopefully everybody's well out there. Hopefully you guys are staying safe and you guys are progressing through this new year in a way that you expected. DJ B Street, what's good with you, fam? Salute. Appreciate you for joining. Yes, sir. Where's everybody from, by the way? All y'all that are watching so far. I think got about 18 folks in here so far. Let me know where y'all at. For whatever reason, the YouTube interface wants to act a little janky, so I can't really see everything that I would normally see right now. YouTube Studio is a little bit finicky. I appreciate y'all for joining. Code Heat Studios, what's up with you, fam? Appreciate you for joining as well. Hope all is well with you, man. DC, that's what's up. That's what's up. That is what's up. You said the volume is low today? Okay. Let me check here. You said the volume low. Let me check my volume here. Yeah, hopefully y'all good, man. Hopefully this year is going well for y'all. Let me check this volume since you said the volume is low. Boom. I seem cool on my side, man. I'm not gonna go too crazy on the volume. But yeah, appreciate y'all for joining. Powder Springs, Georgia. What's going on, Cole? Yeah, that's dope. Said picking up my wife and newborn. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Mary Ye, what up? What's going on, fam? Baltimore. What's going on with you? DJ Cool Breeze, one of my true sound creators. West. Hoping to see you at NAMM this year, fam. I'll talk about the game plan for NAMM this year later on in this stream. But I appreciate you for joining one of my true sound creators here. West. Melodic, what's going on with you? Cleveland, Ohio. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Tyrone Sellers, another one of my true sound creators. What's going on with you, fam? Appreciate you. Louisiana, what's my thoughts on the Behringer SP-1200 clone? Okay, we're going to talk about that too. I saw that. I definitely saw that. Jazzmatic 67, what's good with you, fam? Pepsi Cola NC, that's what's up. Cam Productions, how you doing, bro? What about the Behringer SP-1200 remake? Salute from the Netherlands. Salute to you too, fam. Appreciate you. Upbeat Media, thank you for the volume check. Yeah, I checked it too. It seems fine. That might be just on his side. Maximus, what's going on with you, fam? Appreciate you. Salute. So yeah, All right, man. Y'all see what the title is, fam. In today's stream, we're going to talk about this Ninth Wonder Rhythm Roulette. Hopefully, y'all got a chance to see it by now. It just dropped yesterday. Yeah, we're going to talk about that, and we're also going to get into some NAMM 2025 conversation as well. So, starting off with this Ninth Wonder topic, man. Okay. First of all, let me know in the chat, did y'all see this? Did y'all see the Ninth Wonder episode of Rhythm Roulette that dropped yesterday? Let me know. Hit 1 in the chat. Press 1 in the chat if you saw it. Type number 1 in the chat if you saw it. I'm just trying to see something here. Because I didn't watch it yesterday. I kind of watched the reactions of people more so. I watched it today though, but put 1 in the chat if you saw this latest Rhythm Roulette. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yep. All right. Yeah, that's what's up. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely go see it. Go watch it after this stream so we can we can be on the same page. But listen, we talked about the past couple, maybe not the past couple Rhythm Roulettes, but we definitely talked about the Timbaland Rhythm Roulette and some of the challenges with that. I think there was a lot of disappointment with the Timbaland episode for various reasons. You know, we look at Timbaland as a legend, and you know, he definitely transformed the shape of urban music, especially Black music. I would say he definitely changed the scope of that and like really brought some new things to the table. So when we saw the Rhythm Roulette episode from him, there were very high expectations, and I don't think the high expectations on Timbaland was just about Timbaland per se. I think in the past, Rhythm Roulette had some really great submissions from some other legendary and well-known producers. So there was already a high bar. And I think Timbaland coming to the table, we kind of expected that he was going to also step up to the assignment. You know what I'm saying? Like he was supposed to understand the assignment, and it just felt like he didn't understand the assignment. And if you've seen like previous Rhythm Roulettes, especially the one from Ninth Wonder from 10 years ago, you know that Rhythm Roulette can get highly inspiring, especially if you got someone that does understand the assignment. So, yeah, the Timbaland one was a disappointment. I thought the Robert Glasper one with his son was pretty good. I thought they did a good job. I thought they took it seriously and understood the assignment as well. And we don't typically get to see Robert Glasper in his production zone. And I thought it was a good opportunity for Robert to also put his son on and let his son shine, which was super dope. So I thought that was a dope episode. But then they came with the Cash Cobain one? The Cash Cobain one. See, here's the problem. Like, I'm an old head, so I don't know enough of Cash Cobain's music to really understand if that was on par for what he's known for. I really didn't care to look too much into like his catalog. But I will say that what I saw from the Cash Cobain episode, it just felt like he was not with it. You know, I don't know to do so. I'm not going to talk about what he might have been on or not on, but I just feel like he wasn't really that excited in the end. He kind of seemed a little bit out of it and a little bit, just not with the challenge in the end. So I wasn't happy with what I saw from the Cash Cobain episode either. I'm pretty sure the good old folks at Mass Appeal, OG Ralph, that's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded, bro. I'm not gonna read that. That's cold. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the folks at Mass Appeal read the response and saw how people were talking about some of the episodes, especially the Timbaland one and probably this Cash Cobain one as well. So they reached out to someone that really set the bar high for Rhythm Roulette. They reached back out to Ninth Wonder, who already had a classic Rhythm Roulette 10 years ago. And when I saw that episode had dropped and I went and looked at the video, I said, oh, 30 minutes? Oh, it's about to be a problem. If they gave, usually these are like 7 to 12 minutes, right? If they gave 30 minutes, I already knew it was going to be a problem. It's a 30-minute episode. And I think that's part of like I think that's more on par with where we are with content as well. Cause I've even seen it from my own channel. Like a lot of times now, if I post like a shorter beat making session, like a 3-minute beat making session, 4-minute beat making session, it doesn't get the same amount of excitement than some of the longer ones. So when I saw this was 30 minutes, I said, okay, they going in. They're about to do something special here. And let me tell you, the latest Ninth Wonder one definitely delivered. It delivered. I felt like, you know, Ninth is he's a teacher. He's a student of hip hop as well. He respects the culture. He's an advocate for hip hop. And I think his passion for what he does as a music producer, it very much was apparent in this episode. And I think people normally look at Rhythm Roulette, especially the producer community, we look at it to get inspired. We're looking at it to see someone in their element, take this challenge and do something at least inspiring. It ain't always gonna be like their best beat ever. Reg Young, what's going on with you, fam? Appreciate you for stopping by. I'm glad you got a chance to see it as well. But yeah, with Rhythm Roulette, I don't think so. The expectation is not that somebody's gonna make their greatest beat ever on film on Rhythm Roulette. That is not the point of Rhythm Roulette. And I think when people were trying to cop pleas for Timbaland and whatnot, I think it was from the perspective of like, yeah, of course he didn't make his top beat ever, you know, cool. That's not what Rhythm Roulette is about. Rhythm Roulette is a sample challenge platform. It is a blindfolded sample challenge platform, and people are being challenged to get creative with stuff that they probably would not normally select if they were digging the crates without blindfold. So it's a challenge, and it's meant to throw curveballs at you. It's meant to challenge your skill and your creativity. So you're not always going to get the greatest beat from the producer, but what you want to see is like the creativity and the passion and the excitement around the process and the different ways that you can flip the samples that are on these records that you selected. And what was amazing about the Ninth Wonder episode was that he went through all the records, right? That was one of the big complaints that I had with the Timbaland one, is that he basically took the first most well-known record, you know, Gil Scott-Heron. He took that basically the first song and the first like part of the song, and said, that's the flip. Like, not getting excited about any of the other tracks, not any of the other parts of the songs, not any of the other records, not even trying to mess with the other records. It was basically, yep, this is the one. We're just gonna go with that, and that's it. Ninth went through all the records. And the difference in this episode, usually they get 3 records. He got 6 records. Ninth went through all the records and made 7 beats in this episode. And he made some bangers in this one. He made some bangers. Now, again, were every single track that he made in this, like, just like bulletproof, like, no need to adjust anything? No, I think there were some things where if he had more time, he could refine things and, lock some things in a little bit better. But you could see he was excited about what he was hearing. And also just like the way he was explaining his process, you could tell like he also cared about the viewer, like the music producers that are also watching this. He cared about them. And I think his notes about like, don't overthink a loop. If it's a loop and it's a dope loop, then loop it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of it. Like, I don't have a problem, like with the Timbaland episode, I don't have a problem with the fact that he looped something. I think that's fine. That's fine. If you find a good loop, loop it. But I think it's really about exploring the records and looking for an amazing loop. So I think this is where the Ninth Wonder episode really brought the feel back. It brought the passion back to the platform, because we saw a lot of like lackluster episodes in the past weeks and years. Actually, there's been a couple of like really like lackluster episodes back to back, and I think Ninth Wonder really brought it back to the essence, like just his process and the way he put his drums down and all these things that we kind of saw him do in these episodes. In this episode especially, it was very inspiring. And that's all I expect in the end. I expect someone that is passionate about music step to the plate and really just show how passionate they are about even being a listener of music. That's what I really expect when I'm watching Rhythm Roulette. It's like the passion for records and listening to music more so, because that's a big difference. I think producers that are also passionate about listening to music, that really love like hearing records and finding things that were done on old records, even new records, but like definitely on the Rhythm Roulette challenge, like it's about the old records in the end. So the fact that there's a love for what I'm listening to and I can get excited about that, and then I can turn that excitement into something new. I can give it a new context and flip the sample and turn it into something that I can hear some of my favorite artists. He had the one that he did, I don't want to give a spoiler, but there was one that he did that was just like, yeah, he even called it out. He said, Nas, this one would be perfect for you, like, so the fact that he was thinking about it from that perspective, like, I could hear this person on it. Like, it's not just, let me just hurry up and get this out the way, but during the episode, he kept asking, I guess the crew, like, what time you got to get on the flight? Because I could do this all day. I don't want to keep you up, but I'm gonna keep doing this. I could. He said he can make 12. Definitely, he can make 12 records out of the 6 records he did. So, or 6 records he grabbed. So, he kept asking, what time y'all got to leave? That means he was locked in, and I love that episode. Definitely. One of my favorite episodes of Rhythm Roulette. It was a well done episode. I think if I had to rank this episode against the first episode from Ninth Wonder, I still feel like the first episode from Ninth Wonder was better. Only, and this is the reason why I say it's better, because Ninth Wonder on the first episode, he didn't get lucky, and he called that out in this episode. He said, I got lucky on this new episode. But the first episode, he didn't get lucky at all. He got stuff where he really had to like go outside of the box and figure out how to make stuff really funky and like really dope with what he had. And it wasn't as much as he probably would have done if he was picking without blindfold. So I think what he was able to accomplish in the first episode was even more amazing to me. Like the first one that he did 10 years ago, I still think that is the greatest Rhythm Roulette of all time. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that the first episode that he did was the greatest Rhythm Roulette of all time. This one that he did is up there. It's close. It's close. And I think, like I said, the little bit of wisdom that he gave as he was doing the beats and providing a little bit of insight into his process and how he thinks about the chops and hums the chops out before he actually executes the chops and things like that. I think that was like super good for him to provide as an insight. So this one ranks up there. This is one of the best Rhythm Roulettes of all time. Definitely. But like I said, I still think his first one was magical because it really solidified what the test is in the end. He had to get super creative, and not to say he didn't get super creative in this one. He definitely, he went crazy. And, today we have more technology than we had 10 years ago. So that was also showcased in this episode. This was one of the few episodes where I saw a producer actually utilize stem separation. So he used stem separation in this one. It was for the devotion sample. He used stem separation, which I would expect today, like Rhythm Roulette. Now, today, if we have Rhythm Roulettes today and the producers aren't using stem separation, I know it takes a long time or whatever to extract the sample, but man, the fact that you have stem separation today means that really no sample should be off limits. That's another reason why, like, when you go back to then the Timberland one, it's like, man, like with all the technology we have now, you could have used stem separation on things to remove stuff you didn't want, and then, built up the chops and the loops and things in a totally different way today than you could have 10 years ago. So I love that he used the stem separation on the Earth, Wind, and Fire track and really showcase a few different approaches to making music. So definitely check that one out. Let me check the chat. Let me check the chat here. OG Ralph B says, I want to see a Robert Glasper interview about his take on Lauryn Hill. Those were his friends who wrote and produced that album. Word. Yeah, that would be good. He may have already spoken on that. I know he talks and does his interviews, but yeah, that would be dope. DJ to DJ, what's going on with you? I've been his TA at Wake Forest the past 3 years. That's dope, man. That's dope. Born Shamir, what's good with you, fam? Salute to you. Reg Young said it was like Tim had never watched the Rhythm Roulette before. Either it was that or he just really didn't care in the end. He just kind of, I think Tim has every right to be confident and a bit cocky about like what he has accomplished in music. He has every right to be. But I also think you can still respect the platform and the culture. And I think he kind of maybe, and this is just my thought here. I don't know that this is true, but he may have just thought that, I'm Timberland, and the fact that I'm letting you in on any part of my process is like more than enough. And he may have felt like he was a little bit above the platform per se. Don't know, but it kind of came off that way. So, OG Ralph B says, Childish Major has the most slept on Rhythm Roulette ever to me. Word. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one. There's definitely like some super dope ones, and I think some of the producers that have done it that maybe don't have as big of a name or the notoriety on the production side have also done some great things. So not to say that, Knife Wonder is the only one that ever did something good on Rhythm Roulette. There's some excellent Rhythm Roulettes out there. Don't get me wrong. It's just the Knife Wonder ones are special. You can just like feel the passion for making music. That's the thing. And that's what I love to watch. It's just like that passion and the excitement for making music. Red Junk says, besides Knife's 2 episodes, another favorite of mine is Mr. Porter. He made 3 beats for 1 record. Yeah, Mr. Porter did a great job as well. Yeah, Denon is definitely a beast on many levels. So yeah, shout out to Denon. William Ellington, what's good with you, fam? One of my true sound creators. Said, inspired me to set up a dedicated laptop and machine MK3 combo away from the main PC. Doing that literally at the moment. Dope. That's another thing, man. And I called this out on Threads, but I was like, yo, like, y'all saw the GOAT of Rhythm Roulette has done both of these on machine, by the way, right? And we talked about this over the past couple months. Like, a lot of y'all, when we did these tests and we did these comparisons, y'all tended to pick machine as far as sound quality was concerned. On all the tests we ran, it was like machine sounded better to y'all. Of course, the sound of a machine alone is not the only thing that matters. So we ain't gonna talk about it like that. But Knife Wonder is showing y'all like you can get busy with machine, and there's nothing really wrong with the groove or anything else that I've heard. All the other weird stuff I've heard people say about machine and all that. There's nothing wrong with machine. So it's great to see someone of his caliber still on machine in the end. And I that's why I told Native, my folks at Native, do y'all see this? Y'all better go talk to old boy, man. I've worked with Knife Wonder and Crisis and Knots as well. Definitely helped that team to get set up with Machine and do other things with Machine over the years. So out of all the people that I've worked with on Machine, the Soul Council, I would say, are the ones that really really live up to the Jedi Council moniker that they wear. They are definitely the Jedi Council of Machine. So yeah, it's dope to see those guys on Machine and doing their thing. Let's see, OG is definitely the best. I agree with you, William. Sounds Orchestra, what's good with you, fam? Jungleism, what's good with you, fam? One of my true sound creators. Thank you for joining the stream. Hypebeast Dad, was good. Jazzmatic, yeah, the Black Milk episode was dope too. I definitely liked the Black Milk episode. I thought that was a great episode. And that's the thing. It's like, it's not about like just picking the most fire records and being able to do all this crazy stuff with an already fire record. It's like, it's the challenge of like, what if you don't get heat, right? What can you do? Can you hear anything on these records? Do you have the musical chops and like the creative inspiration to turn this into anything palatable, even if it's not palatable to you? So I think that's the real challenge. Tyrone Sellers, what's good with you, fam? Thank you for joining, one of my true sound creators here. So let's answer the real question. Timbaland was black on there. He wasn't going to give you his secrets like Knife Wonder did. Sure. I talked about that in a past stream as well. I think he might have been gatekeeping some of it because it's on a free platform, right? And we talked about that. He might have been gatekeeping. But again, if it's that secretive, or if you want to be able to monetize it and do it in a way that you have the control over it, it's like, then just do it on the Beat Club platform. Don't bring it to Rhythm Roulette. Like, you could do the same thing. Like, but from what I've seen or heard, I didn't watch his masterclass, but I heard that he didn't really do as much as people expected in his masterclass either. So I don't think it has anything to do with him gatekeeping necessarily, or trying to put things behind a paywall, so to speak. I think, yeah, something else was going on. So I'm not going to keep going on the Timberland thing too much, but I know it didn't feel like he was with it all the way. William Ellington says Havoc is on Machine. Yeah, Havoc is definitely on Machine. I've worked with Havoc as well. Definitely another producer that gets busy on Machine still. So yeah, that Havoc is definitely one of those guys that really stuck with the Machine in the end. Laidback Sound says my Machine Studio was dope. Started only because I wanted a sequencer like on a DAW, like on a DAW inside. Word. I got it. Yeah, I thought the Machine Studio was one of my favorite pieces of hardware from the Machine line. I think MK3 is dope as well, and you know, I think the Machine Plus obviously is pretty much MK3 format, but Studio was dope because it had all the outputs that I needed on the MIDI side, which made it a great hub, and then it had the 2 screens and all that stuff. It was a dope unit. I definitely like the Machine Studio. Kenley says K-Def was also dope. Word, I gotta go back and see the K-Def one. If I'm not mistaken, K-Def, I believe, was one of the guys that was really pushing his own form of stem separation pretty early. If we're talking about the same guy, I remember K-Def definitely had like some dope stem separation techniques before like Hakai and you know, Native and of course Serato and whatnot had the stem separation. So he was one of those guys that was like really pushing that forward. So yeah, I'm gonna have to check his episode. Bobby E says this was dope because they've been dragging Machine through the mud on YouTube since the update. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, obviously it's about the producer. It's not really about the gear. We should know that. We should know that by now. It's really what you do with the gear and your mastery of the gear. It's not so much the gear. So Machine definitely is capable of doing some really dope music if you know what you're doing. And I think a lot of people just didn't want to learn or take the time to really understand the platform, and really just wanted Native Instruments to turn it into something that was more palatable for them instead of learning the platform. So we've talked about this before. I think if the Machine is not doing it for you, and the Live or the X or whatever it is doing what you need, more power to you. Use that and make dope tracks with no excuses, because if the MPC is doing everything you need, then you should have no excuses. You should be able to just get down now. Let's see here. Tariq Ali, what's good with you, fam? What's good with you, fam? Thank you for joining, my bro. Daniel Steele, what's good, fam? He said that Timberland episode was flat like soda to me. Like flat soda to me. Yeah, it was lackluster, man. It was lackluster. G-Ball says, I know folks expected more from Machine 3, but it does what it does damn near perfectly. Yeah, I mean, listen, Machine has been a capable platform. So if you don't like what it does, it's just a preference thing, right? At the end, it's just preference. But Machine is completely capable of what a lot of you guys need to do, especially on the sampling side. I think the fact that there's so many needs to do all this extra stuff, and it's like, well, let me hear what you're doing with all the extra features, because Ninth doesn't necessarily have all those other features that you may have or may say you have with other platforms, but he was able to like really go crazy in this episode. So makes you wonder, like, do you really need all that? In some cases you do, but it's just like, you still have to question, do you really need all that stuff in the end? Or are we just making excuses for what we're doing? Hard to say, hard to say. Let's see here. Maximus says that beat Timbaland made could easily go to Drake. He would kill it, especially when him and Kanye got bad blood. Sure. I mean, he may kill it, you know. I think Drake and team, you know, can make hits and do a lot of things because they're talented and, you know, they understand, especially they understand pop music. So Drake could probably do a lot with that. But is it really an amazing track? No, I think they could make an amazing song if they were creative and did some things to push it in that direction. I just didn't feel like it was an amazing showing of beats. And also, again, we keep talking about that single beat. Like, no, that's not what Rhythm Roulette is about. Rhythm Roulette is not about, oh, I got this one beat and that could go to this artist. It's like, step up to the challenge, man. The challenge is getting creative with the records and also going through multiple records and seeing what else you can do. Not just, oh, I got this one, that's it, done deal. Like, come on. So I think that's the problem, is that he didn't really step up to the plate. AJ Wise, what's good with you? Another true sound creator. He said it's sound manipulation at the end of the day. I can make something out of anything. Exactly. Yep, somebody's always going to complain about the gear. Somebody's always going to make excuses about what you can't do with this and that. That's normal, right? I get it, but it don't have to be that way. It really doesn't have to be that way. Tariq Ali says, I honestly like the MK3 workflow over the live. Word. And I mean, you know, with you've been using Machine for quite some time. So I think, and also, you know, you've done things like demo projects and whatnot for the Machine expansions and factory library. So I think you definitely have had to like dig in a bit more than your average person to really understand Machine. So that probably plays a role, because some people kind of get it and expect it to like do all this magic for them, and then when it doesn't do these magical things, or if it doesn't have all these other features that are coming out, then all of a sudden it's not good enough anymore, which is kind of funny. Unc, what's good with you, fam? Machine Gang, word up, word. Let's see here. Wrath of Wood, what's good? New here, but I love Rhythm Roulette. Rhythm Roulette is a fantastic. It's really a fantastic platform. I just I think some of the people that are doing it may not be in the right state of mind, or may have the wrong impression, or maybe they just don't care about the platform. So I wish they would get more people that are super inspired about beat making still. I think, especially if you got a producer that's getting money in a gang of other places, then it becomes more of a situation where it's like they may not even care so much about like the beat making anymore, because, oh, I got brand deals galore, I'm doing this and that and the other. So really this is taking up time, especially if Rhythm Roulette's not paying them, you know, they may not want to do as much. So I think that's a problem. Tunes TV was good. Question is, do I still produce on iOS apps? Yeah, I don't solely produce on any platform per se, but I still use iOS. The more recent iteration of my setup would be iOS using the iPad as more or less like a additional sound module. I think that's where I've landed as like my ideal way to use it. But I think it's great because if I need to take it out of the studio and do something mobile, then I could just take an audio interface and I can go and still make music with that. So it's flexible and I still use it. Is it my only thing? Did I convert my whole setup to mobile? Of course not. You see my studio. You guys have seen like some of my latest beat making videos. I'm still using hardware, definitely using a lot of Logic software and whatnot too. That's really a mainstay in my studio. So I use anything, man. It ain't just about like Machine Gang or MPC Gang or it's none of that for me. I use everything because I think all the equipment makes me think differently. So yeah. Let's see here. Monster, what's going on with you, fam? Another one of my true sound creators. He says, I like Machine 3. I like Machine just got 3.0. Word. Laid Back says Machine sound banks greater than MPC sound banks, still using Machine banks inside Logic. Word. Well, man, the Machine sound banks, much thanks to many of the amazing sound designers that have worked on Machine expansions throughout the years. I know folks like my boy Daniel Steele in here have been contributors to the quality of the libraries and MSX, the MSX team, my boy Snipe Young, my guys Divided Souls. Of course, you got other producers that we've worked with. But yeah, if the Machine sound banks are better, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I'm happy to hear that because that was my work for the past 15 years before I left Native was Machine sound libraries and really setting up that platform to have something unique from what MPC was offering. So that was my role, that was my job, and that was my responsibility to really make something different for the Machine platform. So I'm glad that it stands out amongst the other sample platforms. G-Ball says the Machine is super capable, is a super capable control surface and drum pad for other DAWs. Don't tell nobody. Yes. A lot of people don't realize, especially for a Logic user, I love it in control mode. Like I don't have to have the Machine open, but like if I open up Logic and I have it connected, control mode, fire. Anyhow, yeah, secret. Continue to sleep. Let's see. Daniel still says, Machine is dope to me. Still the only sampler that every pad is a multi-sampler. Yeah, multi-sample pad that you can play on the keys. Exactly. Well, that's another game changer. And then also lock states. Yes, sir. Another game changer. Lots there if you really understand. Yes, it's not the MPC, but yes, the way you can approach using it is a lot different. And there's some advantages to having every pad be a multi-sampler as opposed to just, or, a key group and a Kai terms or whatever, but there's an advantage to that. So super dope. Tupapa, what's good with you, fam? Blessings to you as well. Appreciate you for joining. Said the ASR is the weapon of a true Jedi. Word. ASR is definitely, I think the Machine was probably one of the samplers that worked closer to how the ASR worked in the end. So I think that's why someone like Knots, for example, could be comfortable with the Machine because some of the approach, ASR being more of a keyboard style sampler as well, it translates well to the Machine. So yeah, I see where you're coming from there. Let's see. Wrath of Wood says they usually make a few songs, but they only show one for the show. That's not true. I've seen producers get multiple takes. Like Eric Sermon was a good one, for example. He did one. He was like, I don't really like that. Let me run it back again, right? So it's not really true. I've seen multiple episodes where guys got to do multiple beats. So it's not just that they only get to show one. I think it depends on the person, and there's some other politics to that, but I don't think it's just that they only show one beat. I've definitely seen multiple beats. Everyday Peso says Big Crit had a dope one as well. Word, made a whole song. Yeah, I love that too. Like that was the other thing that was special about the first Knife Wonder one was like he made some beats and then he made a song with Rhapsody on the same episode. That's why that one is the GOAT, because the passion for like the music making and then the fact that he brought Rhapsody in there and they made a song. It was like, come on, man. Like you couldn't really mess with that one. That was a perfect episode. Let's see. AJ watches and why do it when you're gonna go half? Yeah, exactly. It's no reason to do it if you're gonna be half-hearted with it, man. That's real talk. That's the absolutely real talk. Not So Good says, what's your all-time favorite keyboard workstation and what's your favorite drum machine? Favorite all-time keyboard workstation. I mean, obviously, I'm partial to the Motif ES because of the amount of time I've had it and just the fact that it had a sound set that I was really able to do a lot with at the time. And also, I think the sampler in it is very underutilized, but the fact that the sampler is a bit more accessible than other keyboard workstations makes it stand out as one of my favorite overall. So I would say, like, for me, Motif ES was one of my favorites. Thought the XS was good as well. Yeah, I think for overall like sound set and like longevity though, I would have to say Phantom X. I think the Phantom X is probably the most complete workstation that we had. I like the Phantom G as well, but I think just the way that the Phantom X was set up, just with the sampler and the pads and just the streamlined workflow and the ease of use of the sequencer on the Phantom X and the overall longevity or like the evergreenness of some of the sound set made the Phantom X like bona fide one of the best keyboard workstations that ever came out. So I would say, you know, for me right now, I can't really turn on the Motif ES and like get inspired by the sound set anymore. I felt like the Phantom X still, I could still turn on the Phantom X and hear some things and use it. So yeah. Ralph the Wood says different gear and apps can inspire different things, and you can always just bounce to audio and chop in a preferred DAW. Exactly. Tunes TV says True School expansion is great. Appreciate that, fam. Appreciate that. That's definitely my first full expansion on the native platform. So I appreciate that. Dr. Direct says, can I ask what should I get for my first machine, a second-hand Jam or Studio? I plan to run as a VST in the window and Cubase. Greetings from Cold London at 1047. Appreciate you for stopping by, fam. For me, it's not even a question. I would get the Studio. The Jam was cool. Like especially if you're more of like more into like step sequencing as your main style of programming. Jam is cool for that. But the overall flexibility and just versatility of the Studio as a centerpiece with the, you know, multiple MIDI outputs and also just the bigger screens and the fact that you can do so much of the work from the hardware makes it a no-brainer. Like if you had to choose between Jam and Studio, get the Studio. Easy. Sinusaur, what's going on with you, fam? Shout out to Knife Wonder. Yes, sir. Yeah, no, North Carolina definitely came through. So much respect. AJ White says David Banner made made a full song with one of his artists on Rhythm Roulette. Derringer had Benny spitting a verse on his Rhythm Roulette also. Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. There's been some ones where they went all the way and recorded a song, and I love that. I think, to me, that's really the apex, when you go from the beat to like, let me get my, an artist that, I think is dope to record right now, and let's really take it to the next level and show like our squad has the whole package. I love that. I love that for them. The Ill Son says, I've used every sample you can think of. Once I got to Ableton, there was no turning back. Word. I Might Be Him says, I love he loves his Yamaha XF6. Yeah, the XF was a dope one for sure. The Ill Son says, need to check the newest machine ASAP. Definitely worth checking that out. MG the Future gave me a shout out on the stream. Word, what's going on, MG? Appreciate you, fam. MG, man, I've known MG the Future since probably 2004 or 5, back from the rapmusic.com days, when he used to go by D Skills. We used to chop it up on Instant Messenger a lot back in the day. And yeah, MG also worked on one of the Machine Factory Library projects. He did one of the built-in demos for, I think it was Machine 2.0. So shout out to MG the Future. But yeah, it's interesting, man. A lot of us that are on YouTube or whatever and have been doing this kind of have known each other for some time and have been working in other capacities, especially behind the scene here. So yeah. Let's see here. DRH, wonder what happened to Jeff. What you mean what happened to Jeff? Which Jeff? The Ill Son says, I wish Roland would put out a real successor to the MV8800. Yeah, I think that would be dope. To be honest, I wish they would put a real successor to the Phantom as well. The latest Phantom is not the real Phantom in my opinion, but to your point, I wish they would really say, let's do the MV again. I think the time is right now for it. I think the market is more prime for it than ever. So if they did it right, it would be dope. It would be super dope. Tupapa says, looks like you can squeeze a Kronos in your setup. Oh man, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that because now I got some thoughts. Yeah, it's NAMM time. So let me get to this NAMM conversation here. Yeah, buddy, it is. We're getting ready for NAMM. So let's see here. All right, so NAMM 2025, man. NAMM 2025 is on the horizon. And I was on Gearspace checking out what's coming. And the first thing that pops up, boom. Korg announces the Kronos. The flagship returns. Man, I've been kind of on the fence about like getting a Korg workstation for a while, and then when the Kronos went away and they had the other joints, I was like, okay, maybe I can mess with that, maybe, but now that the Kronos is back, I'm like, boy. So what's new on this new Kronos, huh? Looks like they added a faster CPU on it. They're talking about 60% faster startup. So that tells you a lot. Like the startup time was probably too slow for people. Let's see, 300 available premium sound libraries, Still has the 9 engines, of course, 256 new programs. So that's cool. Yeah, faster startup time. Looks like a better display. 62 gigabyte SSD. That's cool. Like bigger hard drive. That's cool. Yeah, 256 new programs. Yeah, some of this other stuff. Okay, cool. Still 16 MIDI and 16 audio tracks. I've never used the sequencer on the Korg. Not on this one. I used it on the Triton. Haven't used it on this one. I think it's kind of like similar in a lot of ways, but still got the Karma stuff going. I'm interested in this one, guys. I'm definitely interested in this one. I've been debating about the Chronos for a while, and the fact that there's a new Chronos on the market. It's just like, okay, we might have to now go in this direction. So I'm curious to check this one out at NAMM. I don't know what y'all thoughts are. I know I've been looking at Korg, a Korg workstation for a while, and it's good to see that there's a new Chronos. Got to see what the price point is. Obviously, the price point may be a bit more than most of us want to pay, but yeah. Jack Bauer says the Montage is the best sounding workstation to me. Word. Yeah, I mean, for me, like I said, because I've used the Motif for such a long time, it's very difficult for me now to get inspired by a lot of those sounds. I do like the Korg sound set a bit more. Let's see here. Toon CCV says, do you think they would make a complete control with machine pads? I don't know, man. I can definitely say it's been suggested a few times. I definitely suggested it myself. I've been suggesting a machine keyboard forever, you know. I thought if machine was a keyboard years back, I suggested it very long time ago and multiple times for that matter. But I don't know, man. Just that's their agenda. I don't work there anymore. Don't, you know, not my business anymore. But I think a machine keyboard would have been dope. I think just going back to the point where we were talking about the machine having more of a multi-sampler approach to all the pads. It just, to me, it could be a really dope fit for machine to have more of a keyboard format than a drum machine format, and it would separate it very well from what the MPC does. I think if machine would have just kind of forged its own lane as a keyboard first with pads on it, game over, easy. Daily Beats says, what's going on with you, fam? Daily Beats says, you have a question. What app do you use to stream? OBS. I'm not using anything crazy. Like, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there, StreamYard and, you know, other things, Stream Elements, all that kind of stuff. This is just OBS. This is a straight OBS stream. So nothing crazy. Is it the best thing for streaming? No, there's stuff that's way better out there. And I've been kind of debating about going to a different platform, but for now, this is fine. Appreciate the question there. Let's see here. Patrick James, what's good with you, fam? Patrick Jermaine, sorry. What's going on with you, fam? One of my true sound creators. Let's see here. What up, though? I'm on a flight. I'm going to have to catch the replay later. West up, fam. Appreciate you. Dazzle Direct says, do you think they will integrate Tractor and Machine in hardware or software? Will we see a Machine 4? Don't know. Would love if they did a little bit more with that integration, but yeah, don't know. G-Ball said, had they taken your advice on the Machine keyboard, it would have completely blown up. Hey, you know, I was just a product manager. I'm not the CTO, so you know what it is. But moving on. Moving on. What else is coming from NAMM? I thought this was cool. I'm an audio interface guy. I love to see a new audio interface on the market. Audient has, let me move that out of the way. Audient has this new flagship 8-channel ID48 audio interface. Looks like it's an 8-channel, 24 in, 32 out USB-C audio interface. Seems pretty cool. 24 in, pretty nice. 24 in, 32 out, pretty nice. And what's the price point on it? Did they have a price point already? $999. Seems like something to consider, especially some of you guys out here that got MPCs with multiple outs and all that stuff. 24 in, 32 out could be a good look. That seems like a good one. So if you're on the market right now, that could be a good option, especially if you're an MPC user. Yeah. What else is coming? IK Media announces Tonex cab. Okay, what's this? That's the, okay, yeah, that I'm not interested. Korg announces the Mini Korg 700 SM analog synthesizer. Okay, this kind of throwback stuff, right? Yeah, throwback. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's like a tribute. I always thought the 700 was dope. How much is it? Do they already know how much? Okay, 1169 pounds. So probably gonna be somewhere like $1,200. That's cool. You know, if you're looking for vintage Korg stuff, I think these could be cool. G-Wall said he would have bought that joint sight unseen. Word. Dazzler Direct says, I think machine could really use an 8x8 pad interface, even using Tractor. Well, here's the thing. If you really like think the 8x8 is good, then I think maybe you could stand to mesh with the Jam more. But I think it just depends, because the Jam wasn't really like, I think the pads and the style of pads that it have is not really designed for this really expressive playing that some of the more modern 8x8s would have. So I think that's the challenge with that. But to that point, yeah, that could have been cool. But I think because the machine sequencer is also so similar to Ableton in the fact that it has scenes and patterns, it doesn't give it any market differentiation if it then has that 8x8. I think that's the challenge with that, and that's probably why we didn't see the 8x8, because that would really make it very close to the push. But like I said, if they had a keyboard, if machine was a keyboard with pads on it, we're out of here. What else? What else we got here? Oh, this might be interesting. Heritage Audio releases Synth Buddy passive stereo selector. This might be something I could use. Let me see. Uh-oh. Did they bite the, there was another company, I think Franklin. Franklin had one of these. Uh-oh. And Franklin doesn't have the distribution. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. I think it's Franklin, right? Is it Franklin Audio? Yes, this, I don't know if y'all seen this one before, the Franklin Audio joint. So Franklin, I remember I would see this on social media, like this joint right here. Small company, they have this synth switcher basically. And it has, it's like a stereo DI, 6 in, 2 out, right? So this is dope. Look, they only have 31 left in this batch as a pre-order, and it's $365. And I was debating about getting this because this will be dope, because right now I use a mixer for some of my additional synths that can't be hooked directly, and this is a dope switcher. So I was like, oh, that could be cool. Heritage Audio now said, that is a good idea. Synth Buddy, we'll call it, and instead of 6 inputs, we'll make it 10 inputs. Uh-oh. Let me see what the output is looking like, though. Okay. Franklin still got him beat because Franklin is doing the XLR. But this could be a good solution for a lot of people, and it's cheaper. Ah, man, it's way cheaper. It's $200. Uh-oh. Franklin better watch out, man. Heritage is on them. Heritage is on them tough. The only difference is that they cheapened it out by not adding the XLR out. And for me, if it's going to be something that has a long run, I would rather go XLR out as opposed to doing it TRS out. But this is dope. This is a solution right here for a lot of you guys that have a lot of simps. So, yeah, buddy. That one right there. This one might be one of the more exciting things. This is little, but at the same time, something like this is exciting for me because it really solves problems. This is not just the same old stuff. This is like, okay, yeah, you could obviously hook up all your synths to a mixer and all of that stuff, but you know, mixers have preamps, they add noise. There's a lot of other issues that come with having a mixer in the setup. And I have a mixer in my setup to like the synths that are behind me are going into that mixer up there, which is a Mackie mixer. But, you know, if I could do a switcher instead, that would solve a problem. And I could kind of get rid of the mixer. I mean, obviously there are advantages to having a mixer as well. You can do different things with a mixer. But I think as far as like the signal and whatnot and the signal integrity, this switcher could be something that is a better option. So super dope. I'm gonna check this out. Like, this is a dope one. What else we got? Flock Audio announces Switch and analog instrument routing controller. Is that the vibe? Is that the vibe? That's the vibe this year. Ah, I see. That is the vibe this year, guys. Flock Audio. Flock Audio said we can do one better. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. So that is the vibe this year, y'all. They said, okay, we got all y'all on that DAWless stuff, and yeah, it's a problem with it now. All y'all want to be DAWless and have all these synths and all that stuff. Guess what? Here's a new solution. Dang, this one looked kind of hard. Oh no. And then it's got like the programmable interface so you can know, you got the actual feedback of what the synth is switched to. You can name it. Looks like it has some type of interface to name the stuff. Oh boy. XLR output. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is shipping Q3. I might have to wait. This one looks real fire. Ooh, this one looks real fire. Hold on. Let me see what they're hitting for over here. This one is fire. 8N. Okay. Yep. Nah, this one look hard. This one looks hard, y'all. I'm with this. This one is called the Switch. Okay. What's the price point on it? Y'all got pre-orders yet? Man, I'm gonna have to keep an eye out on this. Like, what's the deal? I never really checked out Flock Audio before. But this looks hard. Okay, they don't really have the pricing up yet. This look hard right here, y'all. So that's the vibe this year. That's 2 in a row right there. Let me see what else. Let me see what else is good. Stereo tube saturator. That could be hard too. Okay. That could be hard. Because there's a few out there on the market that I've been looking at as far as stereo saturators are concerned. This one might be hard, y'all. Let me see. Stereo tube saturator, onboard equalizer. I gotta hear it. I gotta hear it. But what's the price point on it? What's the price point? Let's look. Where to buy? Let's see. What's the price point? Vintage King, of course. Do y'all have it yet? I need to, what's the price on it? Did they say the price? Did I miss that? I don't see a recommended price yet. I'm gonna have to check this one out. This one might be something to check out as well. This looks hard. This looks hard. That could be something good, like stereo saturator, just to give you guys that are not like really up on game with that. That's a good way to like warm up a stereo signal, give it a little bit more harmonic distortion, gives it a little bit more character, a little bit more warmth, if they do it right. So if you're using like your MPC like 1 or MPC Live or something like that, stereo out, you can put a stereo saturator at the end of the outputs and give it a little bit more warmth as you track, especially if you're going to track it through the stereo. So that's why I would look at a stereo tube saturator, something to give you a little bit more character, even if you're doing something that's basically stereo based here. What else we got here? Mesa Boogie. I'm sure that's gonna be an amp, right? Yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, I'm not really looking for amps right now. Oh, another hardware saturator. They got our number, y'all. I think they got our number this year. Black box. Let me. This one look crazy. This one might be closer to mastering grade right here. This kind of look like a mastering unit, so to speak. EQ and saturator. Another one to check out. Yeah, this is $6,000. This is mastering level stuff right here. So this would be good if you got mastering grade equipment money. Something to check out. Let me put that on the list of things to check out as well. Boom. Let me save that one, because I'm sure my wife ain't gonna let me spend $6,000 on mastering equipment right now, but I can at least go check it out. Kick drum microphone. What else we got here? Okay, another kick drum microphone. If you record drums, you can never have too many options there to get your sound together as you're sound designing. But yeah, I'm not looking for that right now. Spitfire library. Okay, whatever. Not that interested in that. What is this microphone connector? Let me see what that is. Oh, okay, I got you. It's literally an adapter. It's not something crazy like that. What about this Game Lab joint? Let me see what this is. Okay, that looks interesting, like a monitor controller. I always love a good monitor controller, especially a high quality one that got a good signal, good sound to it. Oh, okay. Look, okay, this is dope. So among the 4 input sources, 2 are stereo, balanced analog, 1 is digital. So then it has its own converters on it then. Interesting. So then it comes to, does this have good converters, right? If you're going to go, if you're going to send SpeedF to it from your audio interface and then convert that to analog on board here to your speakers, yeah, this would have to have some pretty good converters. But yeah, 4 inputs, dope. I like the layout of this controller. How much is this one? This one looks interesting. This one does look interesting if you're on the market for a monitor controller right now. Looks interesting. Did I miss that? I'm gonna have to check and see what the price point is. I'll go to Vintage King for that later, but that seems cool. Let's look at a couple more things. A couple more things here. Converters. Here we go. Ferrofish converters here. 8-channel compact. So yeah, you're looking for an expansion for your audio interface. This could be some high quality converters for you to look at. Yeah, that could be cool. That could be cool. What's the price point on that one? Oh, that's not too expensive. So $519. I'm wondering how good the converters are on this for $519 now. It's just not hitting that psychological threshold for me, where I'm wondering if it's lacking on the converters. This could be cool though if you have something like, first of all, if you don't have a lot of money and you need something that's going to give you a little bit more expansion to your audio interface, this could be cool already. So yeah, would have to check this. This actually might be worthwhile checking out. Yeah, let's put this on the list of things to check out, because if this is something that sounds good, this could be a win at $519. Would love to check that out. So I'm gonna have to talk to Ferrofish and see if we can do something here, because good comparison never hurt anybody. I love to do a comparison on this channel, and we have a few different ADAT expansion devices that we can compare it to and see. So something to do, something to check out. We might have to go talk to Ferrofish and see what's happening. Rhodes got some news. I don't know if any of y'all seen this new Rhodes that they got. The new Rhodes is fire. And I have a Rhodes in my studio. I have an MK1, and I love it. Rhodes is my favorite instrument. That's like my favorite keyboard instrument. But this new MK8 that they have is super dope. It's so nice looking, and also just like the fact that it's got MIDI on board now. Yeah, I think it's dope to see Rhodes back. This thing looks amazing though. I love this joint. I love the way it looks. I'm not on the market for a new Rhodes. Rugged Wax says, what is a converter? Basically, converters just essentially convert sound from either analog or digital, right? So basically, you have two types of converters. Typically, you have D to A, which is digital to analog converters, and then you have A to D, which is analog to digital converters. So essentially, your analog to digital converters usually are what you use to get into a computer or a digital sampler or any type of digital hardware machine. So our analog to digital is what you use to go into a digital machine. And then digital to analog is what you do to hear it on the speakers from a computer or some other device. So your D to A, what people would call that, is what you would have on the output side to hear it in the analog domain. So you can hear it with your ears or speakers or something like that. So that's what converters are essentially. They just convert the sound into different formats that need to be understood by different devices. But yeah, this Rhodes, it's cool. It's very cool. And looks like they got like a little VST or virtual instrument. Says, okay, so the V8 is a deeply multi-sample and modeled hyper-realistic version of the Rhodes MK8. Okay. Rhodes coming with it this year. The new Rhodes is dope. All right. There's a lot of new stuff. So we got some things to talk about and look at this year, but I'm not going to take too long on this. I want to get back to just kind of closing out, because I've gone over my time for the day, but I want to talk about a couple things before we wrap it up. So let me find this joint real quick. Let me find this joint because this is what a lot of people were asking about, and I want to talk about this before we end today's stream. Let me see here, who has a good one. Okay, here we go. This would be a good place to start. Okay, did y'all see this? It says, this is Music Radar reporting here saying, we believe we could make this happen for under $500. Behringer asks for user suggestions as it considers making an affordable version of the classic SP-1200 sampler. Interesting. So Behringer now is on the market, or like considering making an SP-1200, an affordable one at that. And as you guys know, they just did the LM1 and people are talking about that one. And now we have them as a player in the sampler domain, because the LM1 already is like I guess it's a 12-bit sampler as well, right? Or has the ability to do 12-bit. Now they're talking about doing an SP-1200. What do we think about that, guys? What do y'all think about that? I have my thoughts. I have my thoughts for sure. I think if they pull this off, it's going to sell like hotcakes, number one. $500 for an SP-1200 when they're going for $4,000+ right now. Way more than that, actually, but I think the Rossum ones you can get for $4,000. I have a Rossum SP-1200, the EA Ski Edition. $500. I think everybody and their mama gonna have an SP-1200. To be honest, like truth be told, right? Everybody and their mama gonna have a SP-1200 for $500. We all gonna be talking SP-1200. If they do it, is it going to sound like the SP-1200 for real? Is the real question. And my immediate thoughts is, it's not. It ain't. It's not. Is it going to be something that's usable? Of course. I think so. I think it's going to be something that's usable. But is it going to sound like the SP-1200? We've been talking about this for the past couple months now, right? The emulations are emulations. None of the emulations have so far really sounded like the real SP-1200. We did the test. You guys heard it for yourself. We know that the machine so far had the best SP-1200 emulation. Y'all said it, not me. Okay? Y'all said it. We did it. We did blind tests. Y'all said the machine had the best SP-1200 emulation. So we know that now. Do I think that the Behringer is going to be able to correctly emulate the SP-1200 sound? I have my doubts, especially for that price point. I think they're going to have to cheap out on a lot of the components. I think there's going to be a lot of things that they don't get right in the end. AJ Wise says the Isola sounds pretty close. I've heard some comparisons directly. I don't know if I agree, man. Just to be 100% with you, my boy, my bro. Like I don't want to lead you astray. I don't want to bamboozle you with that. They sound cool, but me and EA Ski was kind of going back and forth on that, and we both listened to some examples. We got another partner that did some examples for us to like really compare. Nope. They're not the same. They're not the same, Roy. They're not the same. They're not close. So I don't agree. Yeah, it's not the same, man. Sorry. I would love for it to be the same. I would love to say, yes, that is the one. Just go get that one. And you don't have to spend $4,000 to get that. They don't sound the same, man. They don't sound the same. So yeah, with the Behringer, I don't think that it's gonna sound like the real SP-1200, man. To be honest with you, just to be honest. Tyrone Seller says, your boat native instrument software have a piece of hardware. I don't understand. Maybe can you rephrase that, Tyrone? So what's going on here in this? Yeah, let me move that out the way. They tripping over there with that. Don't understand what you meant by that, Tyrone. If you can like retype that in. Yak Diesel, blessings, fam. Appreciate you. Said a truck is a truck. A Tonka toy is a Tonka toy. No comparison. Word, man. I mean, I don't want to call it a Tonka toy, but man, yeah, I don't think it's the same. I don't think it's the same. That's a direct says Behringer will make it a SoC field programmable gate array single board. May look like an SP-1200 on the outside. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I don't know, man. We'll see. I don't think it's gonna sound the same at all. Born Shamir says they are not the same, not even close. Yeah, exactly. Night shift was good, fam. Hope to see you at NAMM. I will be at NAMM on Thursday, so definitely got a link. He said, "What did I miss on the SP that I will or will not?" No, I don't think the Behringer joint is not going to sound like a real SP-1200. That's I mean, we don't have to debate this. It's not going to sound like a real SP-1200. It may sound in some ways similar. I'm not going to say it's going to be like super far off. They may be able to get closer to it, but we've done these comparisons on this channel. All the emulations kind of are weak. They overemphasize certain things that don't need to be overemphasized, and ultimately, some of these emulations tend to be like a really crummy, crappy sound compared to the real SP-1200. But yeah, night shift. If you're gonna be at NAMM on Thursday, let me know. The game plan for me is like, I'm gonna be at NAMM on Thursday, guys. So if y'all want to meet up, I think instead of doing the next week live stream at 4 p.m. Central Time, which is 2 p.m. Pacific Time, we may have to just do IRL and meet up, and that'll be the real thing at NAMM. So let's connect. I'm gonna be there. Let me look at the floor and see where we should meet up. But it'll be dope to meet up at NAMM on Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time. So that'll replace the live stream that we will normally do, because my Thursday live stream, I'll be at NAMM on the floor, so we won't be able to go live. But we can, like I said, we can go IRL. So if you're gonna be at NAMM, let me know. Drop a comment on this stream at the end, or drop a comment in the chat room. Let me know. If you catch this on the VOD, leave a comment. Let me know if you're gonna be at NAMM. I want to meet up with you guys. I want to say what's up. I want to talk to y'all. Let's get it cracking this year, for real. Tyrone Seller says, float your boat. Everybody bought Native Instruments software for $1,500 or more, pay 500 for a clone, running through some converters. I got you. I get you. I get you. Yeah, Tyrone says, I bet I'll be willing to bet if they make it, they'll have them converters in there. Listen, I think at $500, it won't even matter what they put in it. People are just going to buy it. Like if it's a 12-bit sampler and it does something for $500, everybody and their mama is going to have SP-1200. That's just a fact. That's kind of like one of the Grail samplers that nobody can really get anymore because it's just too expensive. So if they make it $500, you're going to see everybody going to be a lo-fi hip hop producer on the 1200. I promise you. I promise you. Ellis the engineer. Okay, yeah, man. Let's meet up. Let's link up on my Thursday or on my Tuesday stream. By then, I will have a more definitive spot where we can link up at 2. So we'll just do that, and that'll be the replacement for the live stream. I'm gonna still be posting some content and stuff next week, but Thursday is my day at NAMM, so I won't be able to do the live stream next Thursday like we normally would do at. Normally it's at 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Central Time. But yeah, Night Shift says we can bring our own djembes and meet at the drum circle. White fuck, come on, man. Why? Come on, man. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Y'all don't know, like some of my first NAMM videos, Night Shift is in some of my first NAMM videos actually from 2008, man. So yeah, he's definitely been rocking with Night Shift since very long time. Night Shift used to work with me at Native Instruments as well, but before that we used to work together consulting at Yamaha and whatnot, kind of both got our start over there, man. So salute. Man, oh man. One of my true sound creators. I appreciate you, fam. Tyrone Sellers, man. Much respect. I appreciate you, man. So make sure you give it a look. I'm not buying anything until you get back. Got you. I got you. I will be reporting back. I will be reporting back. So I appreciate you, fam. Much love on the super chat, fam, for sure. Dwayne says, okay, he's talking about something else. All right, cool. That's the direct says, same time, different place, IRL streams. Yes, sir. Yeah, man, Motif ES days, man. I still every once in a while get down with the canoe, got to. Actually, I just posted, if you look at my Instagram stories, I just posted a track that had a canoe in it. Real talk. I just posted a track. Cat licensed one of my tracks and made a song called Welcome to the West, and it's coming out, I think, next month. Yeah, so canoe ain't stopped. The canoe has not stopped, fam. All right. It's about that time. Yes, sir. One of the OG Ultra West kits in the Motif. Yes, sir. But yeah, it's about that time, fam. I'm about to call it for the day. Getting hungry. Time to get some food. Time to transition. I got some other things I'm working on. But I appreciate y'all, man. It's been amazing. It's always fun to chop it up with y'all. We're gonna do the next stream on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central Time. So tap in with your boy. We're gonna keep these going, and that'll be the last check-in before NAMM. And then yeah, I'm at NAMM on Thursday. So looking forward to connecting with some of y'all in person, man. But until next time, I want to tell you.